The year 2014 was one of optimism for India Inc. after the Modi government came into power. But for the real estate sector, there was little to rejoice in 2014 with poor demand and the high cost of borrowing. But in recent months, a heartening new development is how money has once again started to flow in from private equity funds and global institutional investors. Here's why. NCR-based real estate developer Supertech is busy master planning its next big venture, a 140-acre township in Gurgaon. Ambitious plans in a sluggish market. But the developer says it is riding steady on the back of the 400 crores that it recently raised from private equity fund Xander.
गवर्नमेंट ने एफडीआई में कुछ रिलैक्सेशन भी दे दिया है अभी, तो उसका भी एक बेनिफिट है एफडीआई को या एक इन्वेस्टर को या एक डेवलपर को, क्योंकि करीब 20,000 स्क्वायर मीटर जिसमें बिल्टअप होगा उसको लिए भी परमिट किया है.
Supertech isn't the only one in the market who's attracting big bucks from foreign shores. NCR's residential and commercial space developer Vasudha Group has bagged Singapore's sovereign wealth fund GIC's partnership to develop 2 housing projects in Gurgaon. Meanwhile, American private equity major Blackstone has been on an acquisition spree in India, recently buying out an ITSEZ in Noida from the 3C company for 625 crores. The numbers from Q3 reflect that the tide is changing. The total private equity investment that flowed into the third quarter ending September stood at 593 crores. This is 5 times of the total private equity investment that flowed into Q2. Depressed demand and ballooning supply. Inventory is piling up across markets. For opportunistic investors sitting on the hedge, this has probably been the best time to sink their teeth into Indian real estate again to exploit the attractive valuations out there in the market.
These are sovereign funds who are coming in, who have a long gestation period. Their also appetite is to go out and buy fixed income and take lesser risk on the development side.
Most of the foreign investors are not willing to, it also shows not willing to take a big punt in the real estate market for development, but are happy to invest in an income producing asset, and that's what we saw this year. The domestic money is the one which really went into development, largely structured debt.
Market observers say that this new wave of PE funds and global investors may be opening their purse strings for Indian real estate, but they are coming in a whole new avatar.
The fund managers or private equity houses play a more or a greater role, operating role if I may, in terms of taking development decisions, choosing construction contractors, partnering with the developer in taking decisions about pricing of inventory, monitoring construction, etc., which brings in a lot more discipline and in some ways, helps private equity houses to take a sort of calculated risk.
New money into the sector signals good news for buyers of real estate who can expect their projects which have been stalled due to a cash deficit to get back on track. But it is the trust deficit that has creeped into the builder-buyer relationship that no PE fund can fix. In Delhi, Vasudha Sharma, NDTV. Samir, what's the buzz on the ground? Are investors, PE funds really back in the market?
Well, they've been back in the market for some time on the commercial real estate side, for sure. I think what is happening is at this point in time, structured debt is a product that all PE funds are looking at, and developers had quite heavily borrowed at higher interest rates. PE funds today are getting very attractive valuations on structured debt and they're getting very good security. So they are happy to replace that high interest debt with a lower interest rate. So if developers had borrowed at 24 to 26%, PE funds are happy to come in and lend at 18 to 20%, give them the money so that they can pay back the other debtors and get better security in return, and that's what is happening in the market at this point in time. Pure play equity on residential projects is still not happening as the way it should have happened, and I don't blame the PE investors at this point in time because one situation is very uncertain. Inventories are very high. We don't know now that residential projects, if not launched at the right prices, may not see them getting fully liquidated over the required period of time, and developers are stretched there. So I definitely believe that in times to come, if the valuations are correct on the sale price, then PE funds would definitely come in and take equity positions.
Okay, so that's what's happening on the money front in the real estate market. We'll get back to your questions and look at the Mumbai region. We have Priyanshu Javadekar on the line with us. Hi Priyanshu, what's your question?
Hi, actually I was just looking for 2 to 2.5 BHK in Andheri because I'm working and living in Andheri, and I'm looking to move on from my current residence, which is old. And I was just looking for under like any building which I can occupy by 2 year completion. I can wait for that.
All right. So Priyanshu lives and works in Andheri. He wants to move out and wants a property in the next 2 years. He has a budget of 1.8 crores, Samir, Mumbai.
Yeah, so keeping your budget in mind, and Andheri is the right destination that you've looked at. You're also working around that location. So Andheri East is a micro market that will perpetually do well going forward as well, because there's a lot of employment generation happening in and around that area. Proximity of Andheri East to BKC and Kurla is very good. The inventory overhang, although is 24 months, the weighted average price is 14,900. So this is a good time to buy from an end-use perspective. You will get good deals in the market since markets have been a bit slow. 12.4% is the annualized return of this market, which is fairly decent. The projects that you can look out for are Proxima Residences in Dudwala by Dudwala Group. This project is available directly with the developer. It's spread across 3.75 acres, divided into 2 phases. Phase 1 is under initial stages of construction. The project is located 500 meters from Times Square and Wellington Business Park and Balaji Business Park. So good project location from a job employment generation perspective. Blue Fortune by Atul Projects at 13,900, available with the developer. This is across half an acre with single tower of G+13 heights. Storage, it has shops on the ground floor, and it still has, being a single tower, still has swimming pool, gymnasium, indoor games, so clubhouse facilities are all there. And it's located 500 meters from the Bombay Scottish School and the Seven Hills Hospital. So social infrastructure is very close by. Asta by Gundecha Builders at 19,200, but this is on carpet area, available with the developer, having 2 towers of 12 stories each. Walking distance from the Sakinaka metro station and barely 1 kilometer in Andheri East. Besides, located only 1 kilometer from the metro station, it is 4 kilometers from the domestic terminal of Mumbai, and there will be a clubhouse and swimming pool only in this project.
All right, Priyanshu, so those were 3 top recommendations from Andheri East. Let's recap them for you. Proxima Residences by Dudwala Group, Blue Fortuna by Atul Projects India Limited, and Asta by Gundecha Builders. Moving on to an email by Sumit Malviya. He says, I'm a 32-year-old banker in Mumbai looking for an investment opportunity in Mumbai real estate with a 5 to 7 year horizon. Budget is 40 to 50 lakhs. My initial research says Panvel holds the most appreciation potential due to upcoming infrastructure and the airport. Kindly advise, is the choice of Panvel right, and which are the trustworthy projects there? I'm also looking at Marathon Next Zone. Samir, is Panvel the most promising destination in MMR?
Well, we also like Kharghar a lot. Panvel definitely is emerging to be a good destination with the announcement of the international airport coming up over there, and some other social infrastructure initiatives that the government is planning for that area. Having said that, it's still been an investor-driven market, and some kind of that has a price effect of the pricing in that area has already happened with the anticipation of the airport coming. So we don't see the prices going rocketing sky high, because the inventory over here is also quite high. The inventory overhang is 30 months over here, which is a cause of concern. The weighted average price is 5,000 rupees a square foot and it's shot up quite fast over the last 1.5 to 2 years, although it's been slow, and the price appreciation trends have now come out to reasonable levels of 11% annualized as such. Nothing wrong with the Marathon Next Zone project. You can go ahead with it, but it's beyond your budget. It's 2 BHK, will still be 46 lakhs plus. So you'll have to take a call on that. You wanted a 3 BHK. So you'll have to extend your budget. It's a 25-acre township with 19 towers. Home loan is available. Phase 2 named Gold Zone is coming up with 4 towers. Construction of that is not started yet though. But we would recommend you to look at 2 more other projects. Again, you'll have to up your budget for buying into these projects, but sizes are smaller, so you won't have to extend it that much. India Bulls Green in Panvel trading at 59 to 6100 rupees. This is a much larger integrated township, about 85 acres. And phase 1 is in 20 acres and 18 towers are under mid-stage construction. This project is 500 meters from the Somatane railway station and 1 kilometer from the Mumbai-Pune highway and 8 kilometers from the Panvel junction. And Godrej City by Godrej Properties. This is a property project in Panvel with a 150-acre township. It's at pre-launch stage. Godrej, nothing wrong with the developer, and is waiting for approvals right now for building plans and CC. And this will come up with this project will have a 9-hole golf course, which is a big thing, and a big clubhouse, and malls, hospitals are all around the vicinity also.
Okay, so for Panvel, an important growth catalyst is the Navi Mumbai International Airport, and finally, after long delays, there is some headway on this project. CIDCO, the City Industrial Development Corporation, has said that by March of this year, 2015, the technical and financial bidder who will carry out the pre-development work, that process will be completed, and officials also claim 90% of the land has been acquired for the project. So this increasing momentum on the progress of this project will improve market prospects of Panvel. So that's a yes for Marathon Next Zone Phase 1, giving you 2 more options in Panvel: India Bulls Greens Phase 1 by India Bulls Real Estate and Godrej City by Godrej Properties.